Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna tell you how minions in Hypixel Skyblock work. So yeah, follow along if you want to know how they work, how you can earn a good amount of money from them. So minions in Hypixel Skyblock are basically just your slaves. This minion right here, for example, is mining sand for me and getting me a lot of sand for my sand collection and for selling to make money. Also, depending on which upgrades you use and how high a level a minion is, it can be faster or slower. So yeah, if you're for example using a level 1 sand minion, it would be about double the time per sand as this one is. So the higher your level of minion is, the better for your money making and collections. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, it would help out a lot, and also join the Discord. In there, I will post every time I do a stream or do an upload. So yeah, if you want to hear from me every single day when I'm active in there, then please join. Yeah, enjoy the video. If you right click on a minion, like this, then you will be able to see what's inside it. Right now you can see mine is almost full inventory, but I have this chest right here, which is also storage. So this is a minion chest, this is a large one. If you buy a small one, then it's obviously gonna be a bit less storage, but it's just extra storage for your minion. So when they're full, they'll start putting it into your minion chest. But yeah, in this minion you can see there are a couple things. So all of these here are like everything else in Hypixel Skyblock, glass panes that just are there to block you from using those slots. But yeah, if you go up here, you can see the ideal layout of how a minion should be placed ideally. So this one, without any upgrades, should have air 2 blocks on each side, but the middle one won't be used, so you can have anything there. Then if we go back out here, you can see this is what it does, how many resources it's made, how many seconds there are between actions. For me right now that's 8.1 seconds, which is pretty quick for a sand minion. And also how much storage it has. And yeah, obviously up here you can see which level it is. Out here you can see the next tier, what that would be, and I think also what it would cost, obviously, because this is a max tier minion. You won't be able to see that here. If we then go down to the bottom, you can see this chest here, which puts everything from the minion's inventory into your own. Then there's this quick upgrade where it shows what you need to upgrade it, if that's possible. And you can, when you have the stuff, you can just press on this and it will upgrade the minion automatically. Then you have this pickup minion here, which is, yeah, to pick up the minion and everything in it, other than the fuel that has a time remaining on it. So for example, because I'm using hamster wheels here, I have 5 in there, there's 4 days remaining. So if I were to pick up this, I would lose those 4 days of boost. Which would not be a great idea, to be honest, because hamster wheels are not cheap, at least in the long run. Then, yeah, all of these are the upgrade slots, so you can have a minion skin, that's just cosmetics. Then you can have a fuel source, for me that's hamster wheels. We'll get to know more about the fuel sources later in this video. Then you have a automatic shipping place. One thing you do have to know about that is if you put a budget harbor, enchanted harbor, or perfect harbor in here, you won't gain the collection from the resources it generates. So this will be money that you make because it sells it to the to a percentage of the normal price. So the money will just go in here and you can just collect it whenever you want to. Then the last two here, if I take this one out, you can see it's an upgrade slot. So right now I have 2 minion expanders in here, which makes the range of the minion 1 extra block each. So this makes them 2 extra blocks of range. And it also increases the speed of my minion by 5% for each, so it's 10% quicker. So yeah, this minion is pretty quick, but there are still ways to make it better. So now on to the sources of fuel for a minion. So first off, we have coal. Coal can be bought both from the bazaar and from the mine merchant. You can also mine it yourself in the mines. But coal gives a 5% efficiency increase, so the minion gets 5% quicker. Then the next one is block of, oh yeah, and coal also gives fuel for half an hour, so it's not that good. Then next we have a block of coal, which gives fuel for 5 hours and also gives an efficiency of 5%. Coal blocks can't be bought anywhere, so you have to craft them yourself. Then we have, if we go into the farming section, into wheat, then we have some enchanted bread. Enchanted bread gives a fuel time of 12 hours, and it also has a minion efficiency increase of 5%. Next one is then back to coal. We have enchanted coal, which gives fuel for 24 hours and increases the efficiency by 10%. Then we have enchanted charcoal right beside the enchanted coal. That gives a boost for 36 hours and gives a 20% efficiency increase. Then we have the solar panel. The solar panel increases your minion's efficiency by 25% during the day. So pairing this with a day saver will make it run every single minute of the day. So it's actually quite good, but the thing is, day savers only work when you're online, so when you're not online, it's not really worth that much. Then we come to the three kinds of lava buckets, or magma buckets, or plasma buckets. So we have, first off, the enchanted lava bucket, which is quite expensive, but it is also quite good. And it has infinite duration, and it also increases your efficiency by 25%. Then you have the magma bucket, which is a enchanted lava bucket crafted with some other stuff. And it gives 30% efficiency increase and also has infinite time. Then you have a plasma bucket, which is again a magma bucket and some other stuff crafted together, and it will give a 35% boost and infinite duration. So those three are quite good, especially the enchanted lava bucket is worth the money. As you can see, it is over 400k per piece, which is quite a bit, but it is definitely worth it. Trust me. Then we have hamster wheels, which you've seen me use in my sand minions, because they are pretty good. So a hamster wheel is not as expensive at all, but it only runs for 24 hours. But then it also gives a 50% increase, which is pretty good as well. Then you have foul flesh. It only has duration of 5 hours, but it does increase your production by 90%, guys. That's actually really good for the price of this. It's not as money efficient as a hamster wheel, but it's definitely good. Then we have a catalyst. It increases your efficiency for 3 hours, and it 3 doubles them, so 3 times the output for 3 hours. That is actually pretty good. Then we have a hyper catalyst right besides it. It's really expensive, these two, because they don't run for that long, but trust me, they are good. If you have the money and just want to get collection quick, you can use these, trust me. A hyper catalyst runs for 6 hours and has a increase of 4 times, so you get 4 times the output of any minion. So yeah, that is pretty good for 180k. And then we need to go on to the minion upgrades. So remember, these two bottom slots here are for the upgrades. And the first upgrade there is a auto smelter. It lies in the name, it auto smelts ores. So for example, in this gold minion mines gold ores. So if I didn't have this in here, it would just, have gold ore lying around in its inventory, which you can't really use for much unless you smelt it yourself, which is not worth it when you can buy this for like maybe 500 coins if you're lucky, on the auction house, that is. Then the next one is the compactor. I don't use some of those because they aren't really worth it for me anymore. But in the start, if you're planning on having some minions, they are pretty cheap, and I actually think we can go in the bazaar here. Yeah, compactors right here, so they are pretty cheap, yeah, as you can see. And they just compact your ingots, or whatever, into that block form. So for example, if you have in this one here a compactor, it would compact these gold ingots into gold blocks instead, so they don't fill up the spaces quickly. So they can be quite good if you don't have the money for a super compactor, which is the next upgrade. I used to use super compactors for all of these, because I didn't want to go and empty them all the time, which, yeah, it's not the smartest idea to do this, but it does increase my production by 5%, which is actually quite good. So I don't need to have super compactors in here anymore. I just need to empty these like 3 times per day. So super compactor, it makes any kind of stuff that has an enchanted form. So for example, the sand here, it would convert 160 sand into 1 enchanted sand. But the reason why I'm not using it is because sand sells for more than enchanted sand. But when I empty them anyway, I'll use my personal compactor to compact this sand. So yeah, it doesn't really matter anyway, I'll just get the extra 5% bonus here. The next one is a Dwarven Super Compactor, which I don't use either, because a Dwarven Super Compactor, it basically combines the compactor and the autosmelter, so the super compactor and the autosmelter into one. So for example, if I had one in here, it would only take up one of these slots, so I could actually take this out and put a Dwarven Super Compactor in there. It would make these into, yeah, enchanted golden ingots for me without any intervention at all. And it would only take up one slot. That would be kinda nice. But yeah, I don't have one of those and I don't plan on getting them. Then we have diamond spreading. Diamond spreading, actually, it makes diamonds in any minion at all. Yeah, so if you had one in here, it would have a chance, so every time the minion has mined 10 blocks, 10 items, it would get, on average, 1 diamond from that. So, yeah, for example, if I had this in here, I would probably by now have, like, I would say a stack, maybe, of diamonds. It's found for me, and diamonds are not the most worth thing, but it makes a bit of money. And they cost basically nothing, they cost like 4k on the auction house. So they're pretty cheap, and they are pretty good as well. They'll make you the money back quickly. Then we have minion expanders. I talked a bit about those earlier, so minion expanders just expand your minion's range by 1 block for each of them. So, because I have 2 in here, it just increases the range by, yeah, 2 blocks, and it also increases your efficiency by 5% each. So, because I have 2, it also gets 10% more efficient, which means I make 10% more sand per day. Which in turn means I am a lot quicker at getting up to a lot of sand collection, which is my goal. My goal is to get to #1 sand collection. Yeah, now we come to one of the more useless upgrades. It's only useful in the chicken minion. So when you put this in a chicken minion, it's called an enchanted egg. It will make the chickens lay eggs the moment they are spawned. Why? Why would you need that? There's absolutely no use other than crafting more enchanted egg and then using them for pets. I mean, why would anyone put this in there? There's no reason at all. Then we have another one of the more or less useless items. So we have a flint shovel. It's a shovel that you can use to mine gravel, and it will only mine flint from the gravel, but you can also use it as a minion upgrade. That makes, yeah, it only works on gravel minions because it's a flint shovel, but it makes it so the gravel minion only mines flint. Again, why would you use that? There's no reason. Other than to get, I guess, some specific items I haven't heard of. But yeah, it's pretty useless to be honest. Then we have minion storages. So, there are 5 different types of minion storage. There's this one, of course, the large one, which I'm using, but there are also both smaller and bigger. This is actually the middle one of all of them, even though it's called a large one. There's also a medium one, which is smaller. This is the middle one. Yeah, Hypixel, come on, logic. But then, yeah, we have a small storage. It increases your minion storage by 3 slots. Then you have the medium by 9 slots. Then you have this one, which is 15 slots. Then you have an extra large, which increases by 21 slots. Then you have an extra large, increasing the minion slots by 27 slots. Extra large minion storage is also pretty expensive. They're like 500k each. Yeah, at least. If you're unlucky, you can pay a lot more for it. But they are worth it if you're planning on, yeah, not putting any compactors of any kind in here and planning on leaving them for a bit of time. So yeah, they are pretty useful. Then we also have some placeable boosters. So there are 3 different crystals that can boost your minions, and then there's a beacon. So this is not the beacon block, this is the beacon and then a tier. So this is, for example, a tier 3 beacon, and you'll hear more about that in a bit. Yeah, the first one is a farm crystal. It increases the production of your farm minions by 10% if they're in the range of the crystal. Then you have a wood cutting crystal, which is for foraging minions. That's the wood cutting minions, I guess. It's also 10% speed boost. Then you have a mithril crystal, which is for mining minions, not including clay, sand, and gravel, I think. Which this is it's still a mining minion, but I don't know why it's not affected by the mithril crystal. And then we have the beacon here. So a beacon, it's expensive, very expensive, and it's also quite tedious to get to the point where you can use one, because these minions are from the Dwarven Mines. So first of all, you have to get to the Dwarven Mines. After that, you have to upgrade your Heart of the Mountain level. And for each Heart of the Mountain level you get, you can use a higher tier of these. But Heart of the Mountain takes a long time to get, and also these here cost a lot. I think I paid like 12 million for this one, and it gives a 6% minion buff. Which I don't think is true, because when I placed this, I think there was an increase by like 20% for some reason. I don't know, it still works. And it boosts them quite a bit, so it's definitely worth it. But yeah, it's very expensive for the output of the minion increase. But yeah, that's the beacon. It's also very expensive to craft. If you're gonna craft this yourself, you have to, yeah, use the forge at Dwarven Mines for weeks, I'm pretty sure. That's also why they are so expensive. But Jaxa, you're probably asking, what is the best setup for a minion? The best setup for a minion is the highest tier minion you can get of that kind, then put in hyper catalysts and some flycatchers, and then put an extra large storage to the side of it to make sure that it doesn't, yeah, fill up instantly. Because with the 4 times boost from the hyper catalyst and the 40% from the flycatchers, yeah, you're gonna make some serious item, especially if you're using something like a snow minion, which makes 4 items each actions, so yeah, that's quite a bit of snow it makes. But we'll get to talk about what each minion does in another video, so I will just say thank you for watching, and I'll hope to see you in the next one, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. Bye.